Hey everyone, I have something important to share. The next podcast episode is too controversial for YouTube. It's an eye-opening conversation with Dr. Tina Pierers, a UK-based holistic practitioner with 40 years of clinical experience who's been treating patients with COVID, jab injuries, and immune system collapse. Because of the sensitive nature of what Tina shares, her own injury from the AstraZeneca injection, the rise in autoimmune disorders, and a detox protocol using Augmented NAC, this episode is likely to be censored or removed here. But I want you to hear her story. So here's a taste of it.
So I wasn't frightened of COVID, but I did want to see my patients. And when I looked on the internet and I Googled it, big mistake, I couldn't find anything that said it was dangerous, right? The official narrative was backing the official narrative. So I took all the things that I said about treating acute COVID, I took all of those and I went and I had two. AstraZeneca. Now, this was before we had the reports about AstraZeneca causing big blood clots. Anyway, so I went and had one, and I think maybe it was normal saline because I had no reaction whatsoever. And I thought, well, maybe it's because of all the stuff I've taken. I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
Then I went and had the second one, and I should have, Efrat, I should have listened to my gut feeling, because my gut feeling was saying, don't do this, Tina, don't do this, right? But I thought, I need to work. I want to work. I don't need to work. Actually, I was already taking my NHS pension, right? I didn't need to work, but I felt I needed to work for people, So I took it. And the second one, within an hour, I had a tremor in my right hand. Within an hour, I had neurological damage.
Jesus.
And eczema started forming on the back of my head in this little patch just at the nape of my neck. And I've never had eczema before in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I got rosacea, started to develop all over my face. It was awful. My tongue started to swell, and I had burning mouth syndrome. It lasted 2.5 months. It was agony. My tongue was so sore and swollen. It was hard to swallow. It was hard to talk. Sometimes I was so big, and it was awful. I also had peripheral epilepsy in my left leg, which was very, very alarming. I was sitting on the carpet playing with my grandchildren with my legs straight, and my left leg just went into spasm, and I could not stop. It lasted 10, 12 seconds.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh my goodness, what? Now I've got some central neurological damage, right, as well, So on one side and the other side, right? I've got it on both sides, my right arm and my left leg.
And you being a doctor and witnessing everything that's happening to you, understanding exactly what's happening to you, isn't it even more scary because you know what's actually happening?
It was scary, but you know what? I'm glad it happened.
I'm sure.
Because it made me really appreciate what was happening to people, and it made me really look all the harder for ways of clearing it from people, from our bodies. I was determined before, but I was even more determined after.
So when that happened, after you took the second one and all these reactions started, were you upset with yourself?
I was furious. The biggest regret of my life was having those two. It was such a wicked thing to do to people. My husband and I have always invested in being healthy. We've always looked after ourselves. We've always exercised. We've always not overindulged, in anything. I've always been teetotal, actually, but, I don't drink tea. I don't drink coffee. I don't let myself put on weight. I exercise every day. We have organic food. And initially it was hard, but now we can afford it more. So we do all of the things, and we looked after ourselves and got into our 60s. And then what a blow with one injection. And I saw this in people because people hadn't really come through with vaccine injuries yet. So if I had seen that, I would no way have taken them. But they hadn't started filtering through into my clinic, right?
Right.
And then they start filtering in after I've been vaccine injured, so-called vaccine injured, injection injured, toxic injured, and poisoned, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And and it's too late. And the biggest regret of my life. And I'm thinking, why did I not listen to my gut instinct? Why did I not tune in, to nature?
Tina turned her pain into purpose. She's helped hundreds of patients recover using simple over-the-counter treatments, and now she's pioneering a detox protocol that shows real results. We also talk about shocking rise in cancer, neurological issues, autoimmune diseases, and why so many healthy people suddenly fell ill after 2021. This is one of the most powerful and practical episodes I've ever recorded. But since the Ministry of Truth is working overtime, you won't find the full conversation here on YouTube. It's live now on Rumble, on Spotify, Twitter X, and on my website. So go listen, share it, and protect your health with knowledge. Links in the description. See you there. You're the Voice is brought to you by Trezor, the original Bitcoin hardware wallet company pioneering the development of self-custody for crypto assets since 2013, empowering individuals with an open source device, enabling beginners and experts to easily and securely hold their coins. I find my Trezor super easy to use and recommend it to my friends and family. Enjoy my 5% discount on Trezor products by clicking the link in the show notes and using the code FLAT. Are you coming to BTC Prague? The biggest, most influential Bitcoin-only event in Europe returns on June 19 to 21, with 200 plus speakers on 4 stages, 100 Bitcoin companies presenting at the expo, and 10,000 like-minded Bitcoiners and freedom lovers from all around the world. There's a great emphasis this year on the freedom movement, so if you're a freedom maxi like me, you don't want to miss this event. I'm excited to attend once again as a speaker and to interview the best and brightest for my podcast. In fact, BTC Prague is where I conducted my epic interview with Michael Saylor. The event runs for 3 days with a developers day, pitching contest, panels, presentations, and parties. Ticket prices increase on the 1st of each month, so make sure to get your ticket now. Use my code FLAT for a 10% discount and see you in Prague.